Welcome to my class, 606. This is a second grade class from Miss Brown. When you enter my classroom, as you can see, I have one of probably the largest rooms on the second grade pod, which is great because it gives my kids lots of room to move around and work. Okay, here I have my front board where I usually put all my objectives. At the very top of the board, I have all of my sound spelling cards that we use in our reading program from A to Z, and then our blends as well. Okay, next to that, I have my word wall for reading, all the high frequency words. There's over 100 of them are on the wall for the kids. And then I have the table with all the reading materials where we do our interventions, and we have our reading program. Next to that, I have learning centers for reading that encompass writing, science and social studies, phonics and word study, and reading. These are flip charts that the kids use at centers time. On the back side of that, I have a reading center. The color-coded books are for different reading levels, and each student knows what reading level they're on. Orange is the lowest, emergent readers, and then it goes up to green, which is our above-level readers. And this would be our reading corner. We also have a sentence building activity here, where the students are allowed to build their own sentences. Next to our reading center, of course, this is my work area. Okay. In the back of the room, we have science and social studies. We have information up that has to do with the environment, the neighborhoods, and our ecosystem. Next to my work center is our math center, which is probably the biggest one I have because I have so many materials for math for second grade. Kids really enjoy this because there's a lot of hands-on materials here, as well as centers. There are also, there's a computer for computer time. Kids can go online and work on interactive material. There's lots of manipulatives here, lots of resources for math for second grade. Kids really enjoy working with that. We have place value, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, telling time, money, shapes, geometric shapes. We have base 10 blocks. We have base 10 blocks games. We have math practice journals, flashcards, fraction circles. We have money that they can play with, just loads of things, as well as dry erase activity cards, and the kids like to work with those as well. There's a wealth of material on my wall for math that the kids also can use as resources, having to do with length, time, weight, mass, capacity, multiplication, and temperature, and money as well. And here on our flip chart is the Fact Family House, and some of the kids have already been working with that as well. Lots of fun. This is where the kids store their materials. Here in this corner is our writing center. We usually do spelling, writing and language arts. We have some writing activities that the kids can come do here. Writing and language arts have lots of parts of speech, ways to write letters, the writing process, contractions, answering questions in their writing, and the spelling helps them with their spelling. There's some activities here. I've also incorporating a listening center to help with spelling. It also transitions over to reading as well, because there are books with tapes for my children who are having some trouble with their reading. They can always come here and plug in those cassettes and be able to listen to the stories as they're learning to read. Here I have a writing center. The writing center has activities for the kids and tablets, pencils, things that help them to get to thinking when they're writing. Okay, here's our calendar and what we call everyday counts. We do activities with our calendar that the kids can identify today, tomorrow, keep up with the date. It also helps them when they're writing the date, spelling the days of the week. We review this in the mornings as well. And basically, that is how my room is set up. I do keep up with all the words. I'm not sure if everybody does this, but I do try to build the children's vocabulary. So every time we read a new story, we add new words to our word wall. And these are vocabulary words that are found inside the stories that the children read each week. So by the end of the year, my entire walls will be filled with those words. This is my media center where I have my technology pieces. If I'm going to do overheads with the kids, I have all that on this cart. And when I was talking about the reading levels before, this is a piece of it where the kids are identified based on their reading levels. So if they're green, they know which books to read, orange or blue. And we move around in our centers based on the colors that they're on. Okay, and then this last piece here is where I like to capture the wonderful work of my children. And these are just some work samples of things that the kids are proud of, and whenever they do good work, I like to highlight that on this wall. It makes them feel really good. Just some restroom items. And that is my room. I have lots of rugs because we do a lot of moving around. Sometimes we're on the floor, sometimes we are standing, sometimes we're walking. I have almost 30 kids, so it's kind of hard to move everyone at the same time. So I do have a lot of hands-on activities, as you've seen, that I like to separate the kids when they're not writing at their desk. Then they can move around the room with those hands-on activities. So just one last time, if you can see how the entire room is set up. Try to use all of my space. I probably need more space, but I know the classroom can only be so big. Try to utilize all the areas and always make it an atmosphere for learning. When the children come here, it's a whole new world for them. By the time they leave here, they are prepared for the next grade level. Hope this gives you a better idea. I am Ms. Brown. Thank you for coming to my classroom.